Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kylie and today I'm going to be talking to you about how I study for the Praxis. So I'm going to be taking the Praxis in mid-August and I'm taking my content portion. And in Iowa, you have to take the content part of your Praxis before you student teach. So I student teach this fall, so I'm taking it like just in time for student teaching to start. You don't have to pass, but you have to take the content before you student teach. I am planning on passing the first time I take it because it is $120 for the content portion of the Praxis, and the code that I have to use for teaching in Iowa is 5018. Since I am taking the Praxis in August, I started studying for this test in June. So I study 5 days a week, sometimes 6 depending on the week. So what you're gonna see is this graphic up on the screen, and this is my study schedule. So I didn't know how to break up my days and I didn't know what to do each day. It was really just kind of like hit or miss on what I should do, what I shouldn't do, too much studying, what wasn't enough studying. So on Mondays, I study reading and language arts for 45 minutes. Then on Tuesdays, I study science for 30 minutes. Wednesdays, I study math for 45 minutes, and Thursdays, I study social studies for 30 minutes. On this graphic, it says that I'm using Quizlet, and I still am using Quizlet. However, I decided to do a different way, and this way is actually what my friend Ashley showed me how to do, and we are taking the Praxis at the same time, and so she was studying and I've been studying, and so she told me what she was doing, and then I thought that's a really good idea. So now I'm doing that instead. However, I'm still using Quizlet to study for the Praxis. On Fridays, I take practice tests or I study a subject that was either hard for me or that I didn't study. Like if I have something going on Monday that all day I can't get in 45 minutes of studying, or I'm just too distracted by something else, then I will take Fridays to either do that Monday studying that I was supposed to do or a different day, or I do practice tests. I also do other things too. I have like flashcards, so it just depends. And when I'm at work, I can study as well. So what I do at work is I just take my flashcards and I just go through those when I'm on my shift at work. Now Saturdays, I do a mixture of things, and sometimes I don't study on Saturdays. So it just depends on the week. Saturdays is pretty minimal, so I try to keep it like 15 to 20 minutes. So Saturdays is normally flashcards or practice tests. So that is pretty much what I'm doing for studying for the Praxis schedule-wise. Next thing I'm going to talk to you about is a document that was provided to me by my professors at my college that I attend. So this is probably a document that you can just Google search for. However, this one was provided to me by my college, so therefore that's what I'm going to use to study for the Praxis. So this is the test at a glance. And so at the beginning, it shows you like the time. So 150 minutes, number of questions is 140. And so format, test delivery, all those things. Then it goes down and it talks about reading and language arts and mathematics, social studies and science, and how many questions should be in that portion of the test, and also what the percentage of the examination is for that category. So then it goes down to like self-reading and stuff like that. Then you have each portion. So this is the reading and language arts portion. It says 49 questions, which is 35% of the exam. And it goes through all of the concepts that you should know, or you should at least know part of, in order to understand and do well on that portion of the Praxis. So next I have mathematics, and this is 41 questions and 29% of the exam. So on the screen, you can see that there are only a few lines highlighted. So when it's highlighted, it means in my head that I am good on that part. I'm gonna go back and look at it a few times. However, I've already looked at that part and I already know that I know that pretty well. The things that are not highlighted, I need to fully go in so that I know what I am doing when it comes time to take the test. Social studies, all of those things, 25 questions is 18% of the exam. And then all of the concepts within social studies. And then the last portion is gonna be the science. So that's 25 questions and it's also 18% of the exam. And so just knowing all of those things, it's a 12-page document. It's a lot to know, but it's a really good resource. And I really hope that every school has this for you. The next thing I'm going to be talking to you about is how I use Quizlet to study for the Praxis. You're seeing the search bar, so it says Praxis 5018, which is my content number for what I need to take for the Praxis. And there are so many different sets and study guides that you can go to. So these are all Praxis 5018 that people have made, these sets that they have made for you to study off of and to use to your advantage to be able to pass the Praxis. And they have broad terms like just the Praxis, and then they also have like social studies, science, math, reading, all of those individual ones as well. So now I'm showing you my home screen. So I have all of these different things. I've got the social studies, reading and language arts, science, and math that I've been using to study for the Praxis. So you can go through and you can go to each section. And so like I'm in Praxis 5018 reading right now, and they have flashcards. You can learn, write, spell, test, and then you can play games like Match, Gravity. And so there's different ways that you can study for each part. It's a really great resource, and test yourself on what you do know, what you don't know, and Quizlet does it all for you. So you can just put information in and it knows what you've mastered, what you haven't mastered, what's familiar to you, what you still need to learn, those type of things. And so those are it's a really good resource to use when studying for the Praxis. And what my favorite part is that you can test yourself. So it generates these tests from each set that you have. And so every single time that you go in to test yourself, it creates a new test for you. So you can go through and make sure that like, if there's certain parts that you don't know, like right off the bat, then you should go back and make sure that you know them so that you can pass your Praxis exam. This is the Exceed brand. It is a 5-subject notebook. And if you can't see, I got that on clearance for $1. So this is just a big 5-subject notebook, and I just started taking notes for the Praxis in here. So I'm copying and pasting the line into Google and searching that, and then it comes up with what I need to know for that subject. So what you're seeing here is like A1A, writes numbers using base 10 numerals, number names, and expanded form. And so then I would go through and I wrote down everything like order of operations, and then I went through again because I'm pretty good on order of operations. Then I'm going to go through and do A1B, which is composing and decomposing numbers. And then I looked that up, and then I write all those things down, and I'll probably go back through and look again like the last week before I'm taking the Praxis and going over every single bullet point to make sure that I do know all of this information. And now I'm going to talk to you about what I'm actually doing to study. So how I study is I take my notebook and I take my computer and I'm going through that document like I said earlier, and I'm just highlighting or I'm typing into Google and I'm doing those things. So I'm showing you how I study. And so in that portion I also have a snack and water, and that's really important for you to stay hydrated when you're trying to study. And it's really important for you to do those things to fuel your body so that you can fill your mind with information. I really enjoy that snack of carrots and ranch. It's like one of my favorites. And so having that when you're studying and making sure that you have water or even something like Gatorade is really helpful for your mind. So having a snack and drink with you when you're studying is really important so that you can fuel your body, so that therefore you can fuel your mind with information and you can study and actually take in information. So something that I always make sure of when I'm studying is I have some sort of a drink and some sort of a snack to snack on. When using things like Quizlet or even just typing into the search bar of Google, I use my content code, like my Praxis code, so that I can get specifically what I need. So on Quizlet, I will type in something like Praxis 5018 math, or on Google, if I need a concept in math, I'll type in that math concept and then I'll type in Praxis 5018 so that I'm getting direct information on what I need and I'm not getting other things that I might not need for this test. Earlier, I mentioned that my friend Ashley is also taking the Praxis at the same time as I am, and that her way of studying is way better than what I was doing beforehand. So what we like to do is we like to call, we text a lot about like what we're doing each day and what we're studying so that we can keep on track, because this is a big test. I don't want to have to take it again. It's expensive. So it's really nice to have somebody that is holding you accountable. So I call Ashley, we text, we talk, and we just talk about what we're doing to study and all of those things. So that is the next thing that I'm doing to study, is having an accountability person that I can talk to and text about the Praxis, because we are both going through the exact same thing right now. And so we know what it's like, we know how hard it is to study and to stay on track sometimes. So the last thing that I'm doing to study for the Praxis is I am giving myself some grace. The Praxis is a big test. It's a lot of studying and I really want to pass it, but knowing that if I don't pass, it's okay. And I can take it again, and if I take it one time and I don't pass it, that's okay. I know more information that I will know to study about. Just giving yourself some grace and allowing yourself time to relax, because you need to take care of you in order to take care of everything else. So I need to take care of myself so that I can go to work, so that I can study for the Praxis, so that I can get ready for student teaching. All of those things go into the same category of taking time for yourself, giving yourself some grace so that you can do the things that you need to do. So something that I really enjoy is working out and reading. Those are two of my biggest hobbies right now. And so every day that I have to study, I make sure that I work out that day and I read that day, so that I can get my mind elsewhere and that I'm taking care of myself mentally, so that I can also bring in information and have the mental capacity to do so. So I hope this video helped you. If you are studying for the Praxis, good luck. You're going to do great. I will probably be vlogging the day that I take my test. If I don't pass it, probably won't post it. However, it is real life, so I might include it somewhere in a video, because my life's not perfect and I will never pretend that it is. So when I take the test, if I pass it, if I don't pass it, either way, I'll probably be sharing that with you all. And that is it for today's video. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!